Oh my god, what? There's a vlog? Yeah. There's a lot to catch up on. So, currently right now, yeah, dark. I'm getting stuff ready to go to the dump. Ignore my wash pile. Ooh, my glasses. I feel really bad because I have to say that we haven't really documented much of this pregnancy, and it's not for anything other than a lack of, I don't want to fall down the steps, but this pregnancy has actually been crazy. Just in the last, like, I want to say 4 weeks, it has calmed down a bit, but otherwise it's been pretty nuts with everything going on. So, I don't know what that loud noise was. Squirrel! So we really haven't documented much of it because either I have been literally sick, not with like morning sickness in the last 4 weeks, that's just shown up now, but more so like infections and craziness, and the whole first trimester was a cluster of mess. We had a lot of bleeding and traumatic stuff, but he's still hanging on. There he is, right here. And if you don't know, you should have seen, but it's a boy. But there he is, right here. He's hanging out. Right now he's probably asleep because I've been moving around the house because I have to go to the dump. Yeah, you need to see my trash, right? So anyway, I'm going to the dump. I've been decluttering and getting some Halloween stuff up. As you can see on the door over there, if it's not too, ooh, it's too bright. You're not gonna be able to see it. My jacked up blinds. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to the dump. Got some running around to do, and I will update you more on exactly what has happened.
2 very boring minutes later.
But before I go, I'm actually part of this decluttering group. It's actually within a mom's group that I'm in, and they're doing a 30-day, I think that's right, 30-day decluttering challenge. So I'm part of that, and part of what I'm bringing to the dump is, well, not to the dump, I'm dropping off at the thrift store, but some clothes that I went through my closet, totally purged my closet, that was nice. And I did an electronic purge, which was kind of cool, which was kind of nice because I got rid of apps and groups and all that kind of stuff that I'm not even part of or I don't participate in anymore. So that was nice, and it's just kind of freeing because when you have a lot of groups on Facebook or whatever that you're part of. So before I go, I'm going to actually clean out the fridge of any like old condiments and that kind of stuff that has just been in the door or in the fridge, and take that to the dump because I need to declutter.
1 pair of pants later.
So, excuse the fact that I'm obviously in a different shirt and all that stuff because, well, yeah, it's a different day. As I explained earlier, this pregnancy is just really getting to me. And it's nothing more than the fact that it's just, this pregnancy is a lot different. A lot different. Hopefully that's straight. I don't know. However, like I told you, I was going to update you on the reason why I haven't been around or why we haven't really vlogged. But, so the main reason is, hopefully that's not too bumpy, that this pregnancy has been like super rough. With Ireland, I did not have the amount of things happen, I guess per se, that I've had happen with this one. With Ireland, I did have a rough pregnancy, but it was just rough because I had hypermesis. And while I understand that hypermesis is extremely aggravating and can get dangerous. Mine did not reach the ultimate dangerous level. I was in the hospital a couple of times, only for the day, regarding dehydration and that kind of stuff. But other than that, it was just really horrible to deal with. But I made it through pretty much unscathed. However, oh, who's calling me? It's my mom. I'll call her back. So this one though, being unscathed, that's so not the word. I know that there's a lot of things that happen in pregnancy, such as like your immune system, you know, is affected, and it's basically being attacked because you have a little person feeding off of every part of your body, along with, you know, you have suppressions of other stuff. But never in my life did I think that, ooh, that truck stinks. Side effect of pregnancy, you smell everything like 50,000 times stronger. It's disgusting. Anyway, this one from day one has been crazy. As most of you know, we were going through the fertility treatments, and it's not just, you know, this past year that we've gone through the fertility treatments. We've been going through fertility treatments since a year after Ireland was born, because we were warned, you know, hey, when you have her, you're going to want to try very quickly again. And it's just for the fact that, you know, with me having PCOS and like the hormone stuff that I have, my eggs don't tend to do very well, and they age like a lot faster than just a normal person would have. So that being said, we were told to try quickly. Well, we did start trying about a year after she was born. However, she is now 12 and a half, well, 12 and 3/4 actually, because she'll be 13 this year, which, holy crap, shocker. It's actually hard for me to say that, considering the fact that I cannot believe that she's going to be 13. My baby is going to be 13. So anyway, we did try, but in regards to that, I'm sure that the fertility meds also have some suppressions on your body and cause things. However, I digress with that big ol' long segue. We happened to not be on fertility meds or do an IUI the month that we got pregnant. We were just blessed, and God saw it otherwise. He saw it fit to say, you know what, I told you so. You could do it yourself. Apparently, I personally leave it all up to him, because he was the one that just was like, nope, this month you don't need an IUI. So anyway, from the start it was hairy. I was on progesterone, and the supplements weren't working the way that they wanted me to take them, so I had to take them a different way, and it wasn't working very well with that. And then shortly after I went to the 8-week first appointment that most people have, I was having bleeding, and on top of that I had an infection that I have never had in my life and never thought I would have, but I had an infection, so I had to go on antibiotics very early in my pregnancy, which kind of scared me, because considering everything that, you know, with early pregnancy, it's scary to have to take any other medication because you want to give your baby the best start you can. And then I was okay for about 3 weeks, and then I got another infection, and I was just like, what? And during that infection, I got really sick. I don't know what I caught, but I caught some kind of bug, and I guess it was just worse because I was pregnant, and I just did not handle it well, and I got dehydrated. And luckily I didn't have to go to the hospital, but I did get dehydrated, even trying to keep myself from getting dehydrated, I got dehydrated. So, and then like 2 weeks after that, I ended up getting a bite of some sort on my ankle. And I guess, I'm assuming that it was probably either a mosquito or a spider. Really, there's no telling, because, you know, when you get a bite, like, your skin reacts to it, and the histamines and all that crap start flaring up, and they make you itch. Well, I do everything in my power when I'm awake to not, like, actually scratch with my nails, but, like, to smack. And I tell Ireland the same thing, and tell everybody, because when you itch, it breaks your skin. So I did, when I was awake, I was purposely not doing that. However, apparently in my sleep, I was using, okay, I was using my other foot to scratch. And that resulted in another infection. So I had to go on antibiotics again, which these were all safe, apparently, according for pregnancy, but all of this in the first trimester. So it was kind of like, are you serious? So I was thinking, okay, second trimester, I'm hoping I'll get through unscathed. Yeah, no such luck. First part of my second trimester, I ended up getting another infection. Actually, 2 infections at the same freaking time. So, with that, I had to go on the antibiotics again. All this along with having the gestational diabetes that I've never had with Ireland. But I do need to clarify the fact that the OB actually thinks I don't have it. But when they did the glucose test, the 1-hour one that everybody has in the beginning, they didn't have me fast, and I had cereal. And so the lab tech was like, oh, it'll be okay. Well, clearly not. You're supposed to fast before you have that. So, you know, when you drink the million gallons of sugar, which is the most nastiest thing ever, when you drink that, it's supposed to show how it works through your system and filters through pancreas and your liver and all that kind of stuff. But because I was already in digestion mode, it didn't come back right. It didn't come back super high, but it did come back with a cusp. So from the last part of my first trimester until basically now, I've been following the gestational diabetes diet, while he's saying that he doesn't think I have it. He's like, as of right now, it's not hurting anything. And really, it's not. Just stick with it, you know, because being that I'm in the 3rd trimester now, and I finally hit there, yay, 11 weeks to go. But being that I'm there, Mason, baby boy, can use all the protein he can get. So, because that's what they feed off right now for brain activity and growing their little brain. So, as you can see, a lot of shit has happened. So that's why we haven't really been vlogging, because it's just been so insane. On top of the fact that really, like we've talked about before in previous vlogs, and you can like go back and watch them, but like we've talked about in previous vlogs, the stuff with the mold, like I got a lot of anxiety from that. So while I had anxiety before, it wasn't as pronounced as it was after I got sick from the mold. So I've had like major anxiety during this entire pregnancy, and just wanting to make sure that everything is okay. So I've been very I don't even know what you want to call it. I've been very watchful of everything, and so I've just kind of been more focused on that than I have been with vlogging. So, and pretty much Jesse's been the same, you know, because he's been riding the same wave with me, trying to make sure that, you know, he keeps me as sane as possible while he's trying to keep sane through this stuff, because I'm, you know, he has just as many fears as I do. I mean, he's not as vocal about it, but I know he does, because he does talk to me about it. And so now that we're in the home stretch though, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Everything has been fine so far. I literally went to the specialist. Oh, and speaking of that, I go to a specialist along with the OB because, you know, I'm old. I'm considered advanced maternal age, even though I'm not old. But I guess, you know, according to the books and crap of how they did medicine back in the day, anything over the age of 35 is old. And even the OB, she's like, they need to change the medical books because it's not like that anymore. So anyway, I have to go see a specialist every so often for them to check, and they check for like more in-depth things than they would at the OB. And so anyway, I was there yesterday, and Mason currently weighs 2 pounds 14 ounces, so he is almost 3 pounds, which is right on target for being 7 months. And also he is actually in height and in head circumference and length. Yeah, I already said height. So height, head circumference, and something else. He's measuring actually 2 weeks ahead of time, which is, you know, it's okay. It's not anything to worry about. But the rest of him is right on target too. So they actually told me, which is something kind of funny, that even though they gave me a date for my C-section, that there could be a possibility that he could decide otherwise, and I would possibly go into labor earlier, and they'd have to stop it and then go in for a C-section. And the reason for that is because the labor with Ireland was so long, and I ended up in C-section with her. They're worried about uterine rupture, so they don't want to put me through actual physical labor. So that's why they would have to stop it. So yeah, how's that for an update? Hopefully you've stuck around to hear the whole thing, and that's the proper reason why we haven't been around. And I'm really sorry for that, but it's just life truly got in the way. But I see that we have some new subscribers, so that's pretty awesome. So hi to you, and I promise we're going to get better about this, because it's something we want, and it's something we like to do. And so yeah, anyway, so there's the update on the pregnancy and why we haven't been around. But hope you have a good day, and we'll see you later. Bye guys.